No, I get what you're saying though. Legitimately, it really can help someone's day just letting them know that they matter and that you're there for them, and that just like life is important. Like life is beauty, bro. Welcome back to On The Set, guys. Thank you for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you any money. It really helps us. We're trying to hit 500 by the end of this month. We greatly appreciate your support.
Greatly appreciate your support.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we're with our lovely guest.
Well, for the first time.
First time. Actually, it feels like I met him like 5 times already, but it's actually, I met him like 30 minutes ago. But Joey, tell me a little about yourself. Like, what's going on?
Well, I'm 20 years old. I'm a firefighter EMT. I going into paramedic school, just trying to follow my dreams. Basically it.
I can mess with that.
It's a family man, right?
Family man.
He's got a family. He's had a girlfriend for what, 3 years now? Almost?
3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
Hip.
Is there anything that we need to know that's coming up in the future? Like,
Oh, not yet.
It's interesting.
You'll know.
He's gonna be a family man. I see. I hear a huge family.
I can see
house.
the dad vibes coming through.
You should see it, dude. When I go to his house, him and his dad are always working on something. They got this. What do you guys build outside again? That bar area and
We
everything.
built we built the bar.
A bar.
It's insane. It's beautiful.
A bar. We got a pizza oven.
From scratch.
In the bar?
From scratch.
In the bar.
Wow.
Coolest thing ever.
So,
Not bad, isn't
would
it?
you say that your dad had a very good influence in your life? Yeah, that's the heavy question off the bat.
That's facts.
That's facts because my
What does your dad do?
Yeah, what did your dad do? Tell me.
He owns a fencing company.
A fencing?
Yeah, he's
So
an
he's always
entrepreneur.
He always uses his hands.
Always.
And you do the same
I'll
thing.
with my hands too.
You're what else do you do besides when you work in before you work in EMT? What were you doing before then? You were doing the fencing, and then you were also weren't you doing the lawn mowing too?
Landscaping. My brother.
You're doing that whole thing. He was doing landscaping, and then you were doing still had those bounce houses you guys were renting out too.
Oh god, the bounce house.
Started
on.
They really had a whole way of making money. Like this right here is
Side hustle.
This man had me pull out a bounce house and inflate it in front of my house. In front of my house, I had the straps strapped onto the pillars of my house.
It was a good time though. It was a good time.
That was wicked.
Just judging by like the little time I got to know you, Joey, I know.
All right, enough. Come on, that's sus, bro.
No, I'm telling you, bro, I be on the Allstate commercials. That's how they put me on there. Are you in good hands? But but I could really
Water slide accident.
I got you.
What?
Hey, hit me up, bro. I even rep their colors. Like, but I could tell you and Dylan are really good friends. Like actually, the chemistry, the aura bouncing off each other.
And we definitely have a lot in common.
Yeah, and our experiences, and we've had some crazy shit happen when we were kids. What about that one time, the fireworks, the stuff we used to do with the fireworks?
What type of stuff we used to do with fireworks?
So we were maniacs. We were really bad as kids.
Remind me what we used to do with fireworks.
What I'm saying, you're saying like it's an incident.
We were those people that instead of ding dong ditching, we would take it up a notch. And we would put fireworks in front of people's houses and light them. It was bad, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what children did.
May or may not have the cops call them a couple times.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk.
We'll just,
I'm not trying to retire that quickly.
Right.
I don't think anything that happened 10 years before this could affect us. So
I wouldn't talk about an open case.
Yeah. I think we're fine on that. But we honestly were nuts. We got bored. I remember, I'm not gonna drag everyone's name into this. Sorry. But yeah, we used to go to people's houses when we got bored after 4th of July and use the leftover fireworks, and we'd knock on doors and light them up and just run. We never did it on the doorstep. We'd do it close to it so no one ever got hurt. But
I would have
scared the shit out of people.
I would have been so mad, bro. I would have called the cops on y'all. I'm like, I
had a buddy that lit the front of a lawn on fire. Came running to my house. He's like, "Yo, Joe." He's like, "Go see what's going on." I'm driving. I took the bike and I'm going down the street. Came to the stop sign, made a right, and I was like, "Yeah, you had 2 engines. You had a rescue, the battalion chief. You had an investigator there.
It was the whole shebang."
show.
He should have. I know a guy, John Simon. He blew his finger off at the fireworks. Dude, there's so many firework accidents that have been happening recently.
Actually, this 4th of July coming up, that passed actually. I never really celebrated 4th of July like that.
We did together.
It was a very good time. The next morning, we went to
dude, I'm not gonna hold you. We've been on a little partying spree. I'm not gonna lie. I never party. So like we just started again a little bit.
I'm surprised.
I'm spent already.
No,
it was like 2 weekends, 3 weekends. It was 3 weekends in a row. Three in a row, and then after that, I'm kaput. So I'm done. I'm getting back to what I gotta do. Plus, I got some big things coming up next year.
Tonight's gonna be the last banger.
For him, I'm watching the fight tonight. Well, I don't know when this is gonna be posted, but tonight, listen, I'm putting my early game predictions. I got McGregor. What do you got?
I don't even know who.
You don't know who? I know. All right, who do you got, Joey?
I can care less.
You don't give a shit.
No.
Do you know who's fighting?
Yeah, McGregor and Pierre.
Poirier. Who you got?
Poirier. Oh, Poirier.
Yes, he beat. McGregor won the first one. Poirier won the second one. Who you got in the third one?
I'm putting out money on Poirier. What you talking about?
Who you got in the third one? Who?
I'm not big into MMA, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I got McGregor. I don't know who you guys have. I hope I'm right when this comes out. I think he lost the second one. I think this time he's taking it more seriously, and I feel like
the second one?
McGregor. He lost the second one. I think
he broke. What's his name? Broke his ankle.
He just didn't take it seriously, dude, because he made so much money. But I feel like now his reputation on the line, he's going to tighten up.
That's what it's all about. If I was an MMA fighter, well, let me tell you. Yes. Exactly.
Moolah. I don't give a shit.
If I was an MMA fighter, I would be flopping.
He's gonna flop first 5 seconds, so he never gets his face
It's like
touched.
McGregor said. He said he gets paid to break faces and go home.
No, it's not a bad job.
I would do it.
I would personally love that job. I do that without getting paid. So.
No, but really, I've been watching MMA.
No, I don't. I'm a nice kid.
Yeah, you're a very nice kid. But aside that, but yeah, I just realized how like. Not dangerous, but like how of a beautiful sport that is. Like it's just like
and it's super hard.
Breaking people's faces.
Dude, Sugar Sean and Adesanya are literally like these are two people that fight MMA, and they're literally anime characters. Like the way they fight, they have these crazy styles. I mean, it's unimaginable.
It's like art.
It really is. It's an art form.
It really is.
I don't know. I don't watch it that much. So.
Well, you're gonna watch tonight.
Too bad.
So branching off of that. I want to dive into something a little bit, talking about careers. So you work as an EMT now, and you're doing, you're doing the whole shebang. You're really getting into it. So I want to ask.
Shebanger.
Huh?
The whole shebanger.
I want to ask. So for the audience, people that want to be firefighters, EMTs, and get that sort of feel like paramedics, how would you say training went? How long did it take? How did you feel about it? I mean, was it all worth it right now?
Well, it took, let's see, I'm going on my second year. So I played football. I went to college for a year, left. And nothing was there for me. I was getting free education.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting paid anything, and watching my brothers grow, I wanted to get a head start. And so I left football for a dream job, and EMT took about 3.5 to 4 months. Since it happened in the time of COVID, we weren't able to do ride times. I got to do one clinical in a hospital, which was.
I don't want to interrupt, but what is ride times? I'm not familiar with.
Okay, so ride time is when. So you have to have a certain amount of hours. Listed. So you go to a fire station, you ride at that station, and you do the skills that you're signed off to do.
Oh, okay. So it's like extra training.
It's like a ride along, right?
It's not extra training. It's training that needs. It's on the job training that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's a ride along.
You're not working.
You're basically
shadowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Shadowing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Dude, is your computer taking off or something? You hear that? Dude, it's like how to take off like an airplane.
It's overheating.
Is it actually?
Well, it's the fan kicked on. It's heating up.
Just leave it.
It's straight. You know, I'm gonna go on.
Are you putting them on now?
I'm just trying to. I don't know.
Just trying to feel the vibe.
Calm down.
Cheers.
Okay. Alright, so all in all, how long did when you started to right now, how long has it been?
Right now it's been about 8 months.
8 months. So 8 months and you're just starting right now into the workforce. So those 8 months of training, I mean, what would you say? I mean, how would you describe it, to be honest?
Best time of my life.
Yeah. No,
I'm being serious. To me,
Really?
best time of my life.
Last time you left.
Okay,
I love it.
Well, what's
I
like the
love
upsides of like being an EMT? Like, what do you really do? Like, that's like.
So, upside, I mean, EMT is basically just, you're getting the. You're putting me in a loop here. It's patient care, really. That's really what EMT is basically the basics of medical stuff. So you learn, you're allowed to give epinephrine. So people who are having allergic reactions, you can help them. You can't give it to them, but you can help them with it. Tourniqueting, somebody breaks a leg, you're taught to keep it stable. So simple stuff.
Basic medical stuff.
Basic, simple stuff. So, I mean, it's not as fun as being a medic or it's not as fun as being a firefighter. But here down in Florida, you have to be to work on a department, you have to be a firefighter EMT. So you have to have your fire certification as well as your EMT certification.
And you have the fire already.
Yeah.
So you're getting EMT right now.
And I start medic in a month.
Gotcha. So that's gonna be crazy.
What's your end goal then?
My end goal is to be a battalion chief. That's the guy that runs around in the SUV and goes to any call that he wants. The good stuff.
Yeah.
The great stuff.
Like I said, life is honestly a ladder. You're just working up until you get to where we want to.
That's exactly what we're doing with the podcast. We're just working out. Hopefully by the end of this month.
That's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, please. Like I said.
Starting is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. I really like your shirt, man. Like where did you get your shirt, man?
It's a company called 511. If anybody.
Actually, you know what? Don't even sponsor it. But
a great shirt. It's comfortable. Shitty company. You heard it here first.
No, all in all, what about? Give me some stories. So what have you seen so far? And leave us before we
well, actually, tell me a lighthearted story first, because I don't want to get into the nitty gritty.
A lighthearted story?
If you have it.
Okay, so I was a cadet for my county.
Okay.
So cadet is through my high school, my 4 years of high school, I was a cadet.
Okay.
So I started when I was, 14?
14, wow.
14 or 15?
You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah,
People understand. Training was like a year, but you've been doing
That's not training though. That was.
No, I'm saying you've been in this the whole.
This is something
for a long time.
It's something I always wanted to do.
Okay.
So, my 4 high school years, I was a cadet. And this is a program. So Wellington High School, they have a fire program.
Okay.
So those 4 years, when you come out of there, when you finish their fire program, you come out with firefighter 1.
Okay. Try not to.
The what?
The desk. No, you good. Oh.
No, don't touch it just because.
You do whatever.
I'm moving it?
No, you can move it whatever you want, but don't touch it because it might mix it up.
Yeah. No, tell your story. I want you to be as animated as possible, but I just don't want you to
The audio picks it up basically.
Yeah. Stingy mic.
No, they are. They pick up everything. Like you can hear something downstairs and it'll pick it up. Alright.
Would you quiet down there, okay?
Yeah.
So Wellington High School, they have a fire program.
Firefighter 1.
Firefighter 1 you come out with. I could have done that, but I was playing football, and I wanted to be at my school rather than go there and Central is a better football team, to say the least. Personally, I played.
That's a very polite way to say it.
I've played it for 4 years, so. So this program is a way for kids to see if firefighting is what they want to do. So they go. So we meet now it's every Wednesday. It used to be every Thursday. We meet every Wednesday, and the kids get gear. They have bunker gear. So bunker gear is what the firefighters wear.
Oh,
I don't know if you're able to put up a picture, but
Yeah, Charlie, throw a picture of the bunker gear about Joey, please.
so firefighters wear bunker gear, and we call it turnout gear. People call it bunker gear. Some people call it firefighter gear. Whatever gear it
yeah,
has.
whatever floats your boat.
So it keeps you protective while you are in a fire. Computer's taking off again.
I know. This thing's a jet, dude. What'd you do to this?
That's why. Does the mic pick it up?
I don't think so. I hope not.
I don't hear it.
Alright, well.
We continue.
Action. And watch.
3, 2, 1. Take off.
Okay, so yeah, so that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in back when the program, they weren't new, but they were still kind of strict. So I came in. They put you through it was like a 6-week kind of thing. So they taught you, they taught you about the gear. They taught you some of the things that you're going to be using on the truck, which wasn't much. But they taught you where everything was. So we had an engine come in, we had a rescue come in, and they showed us where everything was, just so you were familiarized with it. So when you went and go road, you knew where everything was. So that's where I started. I started at a station here on Okeechobee. It was Station 23. It was my first station ever. My first call was a stabbing.
Okay.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Great.
Some good stuff.
I'm child.
Love it.
Good stuff to see.
So that I don't really best time of my life.
More of the story.
This just shows how much of a psycho you are, dude.
It's not being a psycho. It's just some people are made for it. Some people aren't.
Yeah.
I can sit there and I can look at a decapitated head across the street and not be fazed by it.
Yeah.
But that's just that's just me.
Yeah.
You can't have an attachment when you come into the profession. You can't have an attachment to things.
Yeah.
Because if you have an attachment to something,
you get
Your
emotional.
mental. It'll ruin
you
your
start
mental.
getting
You get emotional, and then it ruins your mental. Actually, I'm glad you said that because my father, Pops, he works as a hospice
Okay.
with like old people. So when he first got into it, it was very tough for him because he didn't really he's a very caring person.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna like, oh, how you doing? Get involved with the patient.
Yeah.
Like every patient that or like family of the patient comes in, they're like, oh, your dad's so nice. This and that, But when he first saw his first patient died, like I remember him coming home, and like his face was
breaking
just,
down,
like incredible. It was just like darkness.
Yeah.
But then I asked him like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, "Hey, Dad, do you still feel some type of way of when people die?" He's like, "No." like it's just like
it's the mentality you have.
Just gotta get used to it. It's like something you see so often, you just get numb to it.
Yeah.
It's just a switch to your mindset. It's really what it is.
Yeah.
But you have to have that switch in order to help people. If you don't,
Exactly.
you can never help anyone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some people are built for it, some aren't.
Yeah, there's a lot, and now today with the fire service and with the Army and people going overseas, mental health is a huge deal, and they take a big hit with it.
Yeah.
They take a big hit with it. So I have friends that are doing the same thing as I do. I have friends that work in the ER, and I have a friend that is, I wouldn't say scarred, but he has PTSD from seeing a child pass away. And I've seen things with children,
Mm-hmm.
pediatrics we call them. I haven't seen one pass away. At least, not yet.
Yeah, you're going to.
He gets nightmares from it. He tells me about them, and I'm like, I can see why it would affect you. And I understand the aspect of it, but I haven't personally
Is
It's
it?
hard to
dealt
understand.
with it yet.
Yeah, I feel you. But like at this point where you've been working for 8 months on the field, have you ever experienced like a case that like that you took home, like you just like it stand out to like?
Give us the story, like something that happened.
Like,
one of your craziest rides.
Like what instance that like you just like think like, wow, this really happened. Like I like you had to go home, you had to like really like decompress and think about it. No, you just.
I'm telling you, this stuff goes in.
I won't allow it to come home with me.
I feel like you got like nothing to say.
I've been told by my girlfriend's parents. My girlfriend's dad, retired firefighter for 35 years.
Yeah.
My parents have had friends who were retired firefighters for 30 years. And one thing that they've always told me was, keep whatever happened at the station. Don't bring it home.
Don't bring it home
to your family. Don't bring it home to your kids, because it only makes it worse. And it does. So I don't know if it's from football. I don't know if it's just the way that I grew up, but I've always found a way to detach myself from things.
I got you.
Something like that. I don't,
Yeah, I feel you.
He's a heartbreaker, basically.
My girlfriend likes to say that I have no heart.
That's good.
I say, well, in this profession, you can't.
It doesn't mean that you don't have a heart. It just means you have a heart in areas that require it and areas that don't need it. You have this ability
You don't
to.
have an open heart.
Well, it's not that it's not open. You have an ability to close it off. You have the option to shut it off. And a lot of people don't have that option.
I can't really. I don't. Like one call we came in as an MVC, motor vehicle accident.
Okay.
And it was 3 cars. One of them was stuck under a semi.
Oh shit!
Now, this guy came out alive.
Perfect.
Came out alive. Intoxicated. When people are intoxicated, your survivability rate for some reason goes up because you can't really feel anything. Where was I going with this?
The story.
Just keep going. Intoxicated, survivability rate goes up under a semi. Continue.
You had a brain fart or something?
A complete brain fart.
We asked you about a story that you had. Some of you
kind of. It was an MV, motor vehicle accident.
Yeah, I know what the story was. I'm trying to figure out where I was.
The finish line.
Dude was alive.
Computing. Windows resetting. Microsoft shutting down.
Spacebar.
Stop making fun of my computer.
We were even talking about your computer that time.
I was talking about
Jeez. Him and the computer both. They're sharing a brain right now.
I love it. It's great.
Oh,
you need to turn the Wi-Fi back on.
Do you want to hop on to something else then?
I gotta reset the.
But I mean,
what happened after that? Like when the whole story.
He was. I'm trying to. I can't remember where I was going with it.
But what's if you have another story that's like even crazier, like what's like a crazy?
I mean, I have a crazy one, but I don't know if it's
appropriate
to talk on the channel because I mean.
Bro, if
you're able to talk about it, then give it to us. If you can't, then don't.
I don't want to talk about all my experiences. I just. It has to do.
Listen, it's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
we want to hear it. We want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Well, it has to do with suicide. I don't know.
Well, we could talk about that's a good gateway.
Very good.
It's a very touchy subject for some people.
No, I know. And listen, we're against it. Like, we're people that we talk in mental health discussion. So yeah,
he's writing a book. I don't know if you knew that.
Huh?
I'm writing a book.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
It's gonna take a while.
It's in the works.
Yeah. But yeah, no, come on, give us a story. Yeah. Maybe this can lead into something that we want to talk about.
Okay. So we were eating dinner.
Okay.
Amongst other places, we were having steak with mashed potatoes. Good dinner. It was a good dinner. We got called out for a suicide attempt. It was, some guy took his own life. Hung himself. And, for some reason, I've always had this thing where, in middle school, when people ever needed help, for some reason, I always attracted them Very weird. So it's not the first time I've dealt with.
You're like a teddy bear, dude. Everyone wants to come to you for love. I'm gonna shit you not.
Well, it's not the first time I've dealt with it.
Yeah,
I've had friends in the past, that would call me in the middle of the night that, things weren't going too hot in their head.
Yeah.
And I would always be someone to talk to them. That was one of my. It was one of the craziest things that I've seen, but.
Did you physically walked in the room and you saw
Well,
it?
I was not allowed to go into the room because it was a crime scene. So
Okay.
they didn't want me part of the crime scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Because obviously I wasn't hired on. I was a cadet. So they didn't want me part of the crime scene. But when they brought him into the truck, I was in the truck, because I was there helping them. So it's crazy because it's almost like why would you want to do that? The location of where it happened, obviously it was in the house, but just like in the room where it happened, it was just kind of bizarre. So, you can't really attach yourself to it, but it's kind of,
It'll mess you up.
you're in a situation where we're working on this guy. We're trying to bring him back. Obviously, when you're up there for so long, there's nothing you can do. You kind of got. So we went on with the call. We brought him to the hospital. We just go back to the station and go about our day. Go sit back down, eating dinner, like nothing ever happened.
Jesus.
It's a way that some people deal with it. Now, me, I think the way I deal with it is I talk about it.
That's good. A lot of people worry about it.
I have friends that are firefighters, so
Way to get it off your chest.
we all sit down and we'll just talk about oh, what'd you have this week? Oh, dude, I had this gnarly car crash and some lady got waffled by a car. Coolest thing I've ever seen.
Let me ask you. When you guys do this, is it like a vault thing? Like, you ever watch Adventure Time before?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
How Finn would, you watch that?
No.
So in this show, Finn would see some really messed up stuff to him, and he would go in the vault. So he would think about it and limber on it and just let it take him over. And then once he's at the end of that story, he just throws it in his head, puts it in the vault, locks it, and never thinks about it or talks about it again. So is that kind of something you guys do? You guys talk about it, get it out there, and then it's just gone. You don't have to think about it or talk about it. So I'm saying, you detach yourself from it.
I still remember them, but I don't.
I'm saying
it's not something that affects me.
It's something that runs through your mind.
No.
Okay, there you go.
No.
So exactly.
You can't let it.
That's what I'm talking.
You
So it's a
can't
vault.
let it.
You got a vault in your head, and you just throw it in.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you let that vault loose in your head, dude, you go crazy. You think
No.
if you're 24/7 thinking about all that stuff that happens. You can't. A lot of people will go absolutely ballistic. If they run through your mind is what controls you. So if you let your mind run, it's why people don't sleep at night. They have insomnia.
Yeah.
I have insomnia because I let my mind run.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that happens to it runs.
I have days like that.
It really,
It's
you
not-
have to have a really strong mental fortitude.
Yes.
I feel like you do. Your head.
I tried
You
to.
have to be headstrong.
I tried to.
But real talk, that's crazy. I do appreciate you coming out in the community.
Yeah.
Saving people's lives on the daily.
It's something
You
I've always
do
wanted to
appreciate
do.
it.
You might save my life tonight. I might get called.
Alright, shut the hell up. Continuing about what we're talking about. No, genuinely, a lot of people aren't headstrong. That's branching up your story. That's what leads people to suicide. I'm not gonna throw people under the bus, but I have friends and people that I've encountered that have had suicidal thoughts, have had depression, and like I said, I'm one of those people just like you that people like to come to talk about stuff because I not only have I experienced a lot of these things, I have had mental health issues my whole life. I've been through a ton of shit, as my family has. I'm someone who understands it, and I'm someone who can empathize with it. So I'm here to listen and talk and help you out. So big thing for the audience. I know a lot of people tend to be filled in their own lives, but there's a lot of people out there that have issues like me. I've had friends that have taken their own lives, I've had friends that know friends that have done the same thing. So it's all in our community. So one thing that I can really express to you guys is to always make sure people around you are okay mentally. It's very important. Mental is just as important as physical. So it's really important every now and then to check up on your friends and see how they're doing. I mean, we check up on each other like every day.
Shit.
Me and him check up every day. I do the same thing with you.
Yeah,
He
we
texts
always
me like every
for
day.
lifers.
Same thing with all my other friends. I'm always making sure people are doing all right. Even when I'm mad at my friends, I'm still gonna see how they're doing, just because I want to make sure they're okay. Because at the end of the day, I do care about you regardless of what's going on. So I can urge all of you guys to do the same thing. I mean, it's really important to make sure people are okay.
Yeah, and branching on that because
Can change someone's day.
you know, like right, I'm a real estate agent. I told you, plan to prefer realty. Hit me up, way much finance. But as far as the point, I as a real estate agent, I was just a person that's just be out and about, like going places, seeing people. I can actually see people, and one thing I learned is that it's very basic. Like just be nice to people. Like
It does go a long way.
Like,
it can change someone's day.
It can really
It really
change,
can.
because like you don't know, because I was like, for example, like I just got in a brush up with someone, you know what I'm saying, that has suffered with that type of stigma, and
That's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
People do not know what goes in.
Exactly, and like
really don't.
the thing is, like I even like me personally, I could even tell that that's like what that person was
You
going
can't,
through.
not at all.
And then the only thing I can say is like like I go to a person like yo like you mad, like I always like you matter, like you know what I'm saying, like I always tell my boys like you can even ask Dylan, like I'll be like yo bro, I love you bro. Real talk. So like,
When am
you know
I
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
on that level?
No, I get what you're saying though. Legitimately, it really can help someone's day. Just letting them know that they matter and that you're there for them, and that just like life is important. Like life is beauty, bro. Like
What?
there's a lot of friends that I have that would give anything to have one more day on this planet that are not here anymore. So for someone to take their life, to me, it's very selfish. But honestly, there's no way I can understand it because I would never take my own life. But for people that have suicidal thoughts and have depression, I've dealt with depression before. I've dealt with all sorts of stuff. One thing I can urge you to do is to go out there and really start something. Like if you want to get out of your depression, you're the only person that can do it. So you need to really get out there and wake up early, feed yourself with positivity, and just start something new. Like me, I'm excited every day because there's something new that I can do. I can go podcasting, I can go coaching, I can go make money off stocks, I can go out and play basketball, I can go to the gym. There's a million things that I can do.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if you set yourself up and you're really, putting good time in your hands, whatever's been going on in your head, eventually you'll get out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Joe, what do you think on that? Like,
So I see it a lot. I see it a lot with a lot of people have trouble with they don't really know what to look for.
mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're with someone enough, you know what they normally look like.
Mm-hmm.
But like if they're in a bad place, like can you tell? Kind of. But a lot of people can't tell.
Because they hide it. Some people like to hide it.
Exactly.
I have a lot of friends that do that.
But when you see it constantly, you can kind of tell when people are off or not, even without knowing them. I can walk through a grocery store and I can tell you who's having a shit day.
It's body language. It says
Body language
everything.
is huge.
What else? Like other tips, like other than body language, you pick up on. Like, how would you know?
It's what they talk to. A lot of people when they
Change an attitude. Definitely change your
like,
attitude.
the tone. Your tone's a big
You feel like
thing.
the aura around them, like change.
Uh-huh.
I don't really believe in that, but
I
you go
mean-
to the energy around them.
No, I could feel it.
You know
I
what I'm
could
saying?
feel
Like-
it.
You can definitely you can tell. I mean,
You can
the
tell.
way someone, way someone's walking. I mean, they can be walking with like a demeanor that's like, you can tell. It's
It's like hunched shoulders.
It's
like,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they kind of got a chip on their shoulder. They
Yeah.
kind of look,
kind of.
Funky.
you gotta. It's hard to tell, but they
Yeah.
have like that.
That's why I always try to uplift people, like regardless, like even if I don't know you, like
Just positive vibes,
yeah,
bro.
like I'll joke you. I'll still joke you. Don't get it twisted. Like I'll be on your head, but then I'm like after all, like be goofing around, like yo, bro. But I appreciate you letting me joke you like that.
Such an ass.
But I mean, like EMT, like you're EMT, like I mean we're friends now, but yeah. we were friends, I would have joked you like, hey, yo, bro. I was just a wild stuff. I don't know what I would tell you.
You could joke me if we're not friends. I'll get it right back.
He's a witty dude.
He is pretty witty though. I ain't gonna count.
Yeah.
But afterward, I'd be like, yo, but you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Keep saving lives. One day you might save lives.
Yeah, you go.
Alright. No, that's the second time. I don't know what you're getting into tonight, but I want you to behave.
I'll give you my number. You put me on speed dial. I'll come to you.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even off the call.
But I mean, is there anything else you want to go ahead and tell the audience?
Subscribe and like.
You heard it here first. He even said it. Please
Straight from the horse's
subscribe.
mouth, man. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know, we can start uploading more videos.
We're gonna get back up there. It's been rough recently, just because I started my own new channel. It's called Flash Hoops. Go check it out. Charlie, throw it up there, please. It's just it's kind of like a basketball channel. It's basically like another Hoop Diamonds or Balls of Life. We're gonna have mixtapes on there. My editor Charlie's probably gonna be doing whatever he wants on there. I told him he can do whatever he wants on the channel. He wants to branch off into basketball, so he can do that. I'm gonna be posting pickup games, college games, whatever I end up doing on my journey. I'll probably carry a camera with me, find a cameraman, and go crazy. So we got that. And then pretty much we're gonna start locking into the podcast. We'll be uploading one or two times a week.
More frequently. We have bangers, guests, back to back to back to back. So if you have anyone that you want to go ahead and be like, yo, he's gonna be a good character for our podcast, please put it down in the comments, please.
Yes.
Like, what is he doing? But like always, don't forget we on the set. So like, comment, and subscribe. What is he talking about?